We are the Shíshálh people welcoming you to our Shíshálh Nation territory.
We are sharing what we have. We are going to share in the business. We're going to share in how we prosper. And Shíshálh is going to become very prosperous in the next 2 years. You know, the planning that has evolved over the last 10 years is coming to fruition. The proponents that we've collaborated with is coming to fruition. The partnerships that we've developed are coming into fruition. And we've got to stand together and see how we're going to develop with the notion that we're going to do it in a sustainable manner.
20, 30 years ago, you wouldn't hear leadership in government acknowledging the territories. You wouldn't hear them using our language or recognizing the people. But today, we're hearing that by many of the leaders in this room and elsewhere, recognizing the traditional Coast Salish territories, recognizing each other and the importance of working together. So
we need to have our companies come here today. How can we work together? How can we dialogue so that we have some people who may be employable? We may have opportunities for ourselves. We may have opportunities that we can sit down and work together.
The real emphasis that we're placing amongst the community is that rather than the resources leaving our territory, rather than the monetary situation leaving the country, those things are going to stay in the community. We are going to help build this community. We're going to help rebuild the resources. And we're looking at longevity, long-term, and sustainability. And that's what our people want, and that's what the community wants, and that's what we're going to bring them.
The Chilcotin represents an opportunity for local business to look at ways of not only just abiding by the regulatory process and compliance around government, but how do they look to First Nations on building processes around sustainability, environmental protection, cultural and spiritual values that First Nations hold dearly to our territories.
We are in a period where there's a willingness of First Nations people and non-First Nations people to build a relationship, and I'm actually very excited about our future. We really need to sit down and come to a better understanding, and we need to come up with creative ways to build mutual understanding that's going to go into mutual goals for a shared future, and that's particularly related to how we're going to build an economy here on the Sunshine Coast. That includes the success of both the Shíshálh people and the local residents here on the Sunshine Coast.
Shíshálh Nation has been part of the regional district for 30 years, and therefore there's been a strong relationship, and it's got even bigger just even before the final Chilcotin decision. But what I have noticed since the Chilcotin decision, that other areas that weren't paying enough attention are now all paying attention and are wanting to know how they can be partners.
The role of local government and the role that we really need to focus on here on the coast is about how do we create more jobs, how do we make our communities prosper, and that's the part that I'm particularly interested in. What can we do together that will create some more jobs and create some excitement and some reasons for people to come and live here?
I am here to represent 10 First Nation communities, and we have 4 different labor markets, and I thank Shíshálh First Nation for inviting Finesse to participate in their business forum today and developing future partnerships for the future of our asset agreement.
So we're looking today specifically to share that we have opportunities in forestry, we have some opportunities with, we're looking to partner with land development, but we also are looking for people to come to us and say, this is our idea. this is what we have. Can we partner with you? It doesn't matter what that looks like. We're open to any type of idea or opportunity. Come and visit us, make an appointment to come and see us.
Certainly since the Steel-Coteen decision, we have seen positive change. I think industry is taking a new look at how they work with First Nations, and First Nations are reaching out again to business leaders and to local government as well as to the provincial government, and seeking new ways and new transformative ways of working together and to ensure that First Nations are benefiting from their lands and resources and recognizing their ongoing title to the land. It's a very important change for British Columbia, and Shíshálh is, of course, once again leading the charge, and we look forward to working with all those who are working in Shíshálh territory.
You know, from my perspective, it's great to get an invitation like this, and it should demonstrate also our commitment to work together with the First Nations. It also shows the First Nations commitment to work together with us. I'm really honored to be here.